little something. Go ahead, man. Break it down.
When you really break it down,
we're just two honks and a Negro serving the Lord. We're just two honks and a Negro singing our song.
You know what we really need to do? We need to, like, I need to take some of the, either the Instagram Johns, or you need to send me, like random reels or TikToks where that we can play in the beginning of the pod.
Ah, yeah.
I feel like that'd be sick. I feel like it would just help with the production. But welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another week, another day, another year, another day on this planet. What do you sound like?
Yeah.
You sounding like you, kind of airy-ish. Oh, sorry. Turn off my fan. But yeah. Speaking of health and stuff. Yeah, I go back on the 8th, and dog, it was crazy because like I never really noticed. It was like I just hopped in the bathroom one day and took a piss, and Ashley was like, "Is your piss always that crazily foamy?" And I was like, you know what? I've never paid attention to it. Maybe I just need to drink more water. And then I started chugging water. Granted, I'm not at like a gallon of water a day. I definitely need to drink more water. But yeah, I noticed that. I notice now, like every time I take a piss, I'm like, damn, this shit is fucking crazy foamy.
Does it stay for a good bit, or does it go away right away?
I don't know. I usually just flush that shit and keep it going, keep it moving. But I did look it up, and it usually means that like you have kidney failure or something because it's like protein in your piss. I'm like, oh god damn it. So
wait, what did you say it would cause?
Diabetes or kidney failure.
Kidney disease. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I looked it up for a little bit, and I'm like, damn, bro. I'm pretty sure my doctor will let me know about that, right? Mm-hmm. So, gotta go back to them.
Yeah, you should find out when you go.
Yeah, it's in October for my 6-month checkup. See what they want to do. I mean, my legs don't swell up anymore.
Yeah, bro, you might. No, dead ass, because it says you should see a doctor if you have foamy urine, especially if you have swollen legs. That's you.
Yeah, right in that slot, dog. I'm right there.
Hey, bud. Hey, good thing you got 2 kids. Take a kidney for both of them.
Nah, I don't need both. I doubt both are failing. It would probably just be like, yo, you need to eat and drink better and like not be drinking. Then like you need to like live like a healthier lifestyle. It'll be like
over.
That sounds great, but fish and chips Friday, you know. Where do you sit on the fence of or not on the fence, but like where do you sit on fish and chips?
What do you mean? Like the words or like the actual
just
food?
like and just actual food.
Okay, I mean fish and fries. Oh. Mm-hmm.
You fucks with it? When was the last time you were at Cracker Barrel?
Oh, I don't go Cracker Barrel.
Why?
I may have never been to a Cracker Barrel.
Is it because of the word cracker?
No, well, for one, there's not a Cracker. Well, at least growing up, there wasn't a Cracker Barrel around.
I feel that, but I was going to say there's one over in Ridley.
Is there now? See, I guess since I didn't have one around as a child, like I never really, like at this point in my life,
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you pass by. Do you take 95 on your way home?
From Endless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pass by a Cracker Barrel, a billboard, every time you go home. Then.
I'm always not paying attention.
I know, but figure one of those lackadaisical days, you just be wandering around, eyes be wandering as you're driving around.
Saw a car fire today.
I see that
this morning.
Yep.
Drove past that.
Were they in it?
I don't know. The car was
posted.
Yeah. Yeah, all 95 North
I
shut
mean,
down.
was there like people like standing around it, or
Not other than like police.
oh, so you got to it late?
There wasn't
This was
there wasn't an ambulance.
so was there firefighters?
Yeah, they were still trying to put out this goddamn car.
Oh, yeah. So
And it was facing the
you
wrong.
got there after the emergency services. You got there.
Maybe.
I mean, on the side of a major highway is probably a fantastic place to just torch a car.
Oh no, this was in the middle of 95. The car was completely turned around facing the wrong way on 95 North. On fire.
Oh well, that's a little wild.
Yeah. And there was only one car. It wasn't like there was two cars and it was like an accident. Like we don't know what happened, but
Yeah, I mean, if you had told me that like it was just a car on the soldier, like on the shoulder,
oh yeah, it
and
was on the
like
side of the road. Fuck yeah, I'll see you.
that shit was just on fire, yeah, I would be like, yeah, right, yeah, that makes sense. That's probably like the most legit place to like. I don't understand people like even with like stolen cars, like you would take it into like some secluded area and then light it on fire. Like, I honestly feel like you just wear a shiesty mask and just do that shit on the side of 95.
Yeah.
Just like put like a towel in the fucking gas tank and just light that bitch on fire and just walk away. It's gonna take time for a car to catch on fire, but if nobody has your like direct fucking picture or anything, like 95 would be the easiest place where like cars are always just left on the side of the road with like towels in the window and shit. Like it seems like the perfect place where you could just drop off a car and just light it on fire. Even if you brought like a 5-gallon little container of gasoline with you, and just threw it in the car and just dump that shit out and into it. Just all right. Just ride off into the sunset with your boys.
Fuck yeah.
Isn't it crazy that like back in the day it would be like, yo, let's go steal like lawn ornaments and shit. And like in today's society, it's like, yo, I just seen a video on YouTube, let's go steal some Kias.
Oh shit. I was talking to my coworker today and he was telling me about how his younger brother back in the day was just always stealing cars.
I was always booked with people like young bulls who were always stealing cars, but like I never really like understood what like the gain of it was because like I didn't realize they had hookups at the like the ports and were sending the shit like overseas and stuff. But
I mean, a lot of them niggas wasn't doing that. A lot of them niggas was out here joyriding and doing dumb shit.
Well, that seems like that's more of a prevalent thing now than it was then.
Well, maybe I don't know. But
like, what's the time frame you're talking about?
I don't know. I don't know when niggas was really stealing cars, but I know this my nigga's younger brother. He was just doing it just for joyrides, like.
Reason?
Or like if you just, hey yo, bro, you need a car? You want a car? I'm about to go. You know what I mean? Like, tell me what you want. I'll go find it and steal it. Like he just.
Yeah, I ended up like growing. I guess growing up, I never really had homies that just did that. So, like, I guess I don't have any connection in that realm.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that steals cars. Even hell,
like I've been in jail with a couple of homies that like were like car thieves and shit like that, and they like were there for grand theft auto and grand larceny and shit like that. But like, I don't know, stealing cars just always seemed like it was like one of those things. Like, okay, I could go steal a car. It doesn't seem like it's that complicated, but at the same time, like, what am I gonna do with it?
Right.
Like maybe if it was like if I was close to the city, since I'm like out in the burbs, like it doesn't really seem like what am I gonna drive to Zach's Hamburgers in the stolen car and fucking make a burger run or something like that? But like,
yeah, like I see it on cops all the time.
Yeah, I mean I get that, but at the same time, like I would want it to be a little bit more. Not meaningful, I guess, but like a bigger prize at the end of the, like a bigger carrot at the end of the stick, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fucking weird.
Stand still. What do you got this week, Jack?
I would say, so you want to talk about it?
What are we talking about?
The big thing, the only thing that really happened this week.
Something Diddy?
Yeah. What else?
Diddler? I mean, I don't know. We can talk about anything, really. We can talk about the absolute absurdity that the presidential race is right now.
What do you mean?
Which is the fact that we only got like 42 days. Kamala Harris doesn't do interviews. Trump
She just
dog
did an
lost
interview.
it. Where? Where?
Oprah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, last night. Well, it aired last night.
Talking about the debate stuffs. 'Cause we didn't really talk about that last week at all.
Did it happen last week?
So we,
Oh, yes, we
yes,
we talked about the dogs and stuff. We talked about him saying how they're eating dogs and shit. We talked about it.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like we dove in on kind of the top, like the topic of eating dogs and immigrants and stuff. But
Because we were saying that Trump got beat, wasn't a good look for him. We talked about it. Yeah,
I don't recall.
Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah. Well, wasn't planning on doing this late either.
You're a
So-
fucking baller.
Keep them up on my vitamin C. All right. But yeah. What do you got on the diddler?
What do you mean? Like, what do I
Like,
think?
what do you think's going to happen? Do you think this is going to be like a?
I don't
Do
think he
you
ever
think
come
they're going
home.
to televise any of this?
No, he can't. It's federal court.
Is it a federal case?
Yeah.
So you think that Diddy's going to spend the rest of his days in jail?
Yeah, he's never coming home.
I mean, the charges don't seem that crazy. Besides the RICO case, the RICO thing is hard.
Crazy.
Well, he's got a kidnapping, right?
That's not crazy, right?
He's got the racketeering,
Right.
and I don't really understand what the racketeering is on.
Racketeering is because of everything he did. So you hit him with the RICO because he was having these parties and doing things under Bad Boy Entertainment or whatever fucking entity. Like, if you're paying your security to go and go to the
There's a
hotel
sex
security,
trafficking.
yeah, then you are using your enterprise to do crimes. RICO. Like, all of this shit is just Cassie's lawsuit and everybody's lawsuits that was brought up against him. It's just now they applied the RICO, which lets them go after all of the things that he's ever done, regardless of statute of limitations.
Then they're playing, apparently, like, since they raided his Miami home, a bunch of video evidence is there for the sexual abuse allegations, I believe.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out.
And this is just so far. He gonna get more charges.
Do you think it's wild that they still use like sketch artists in like law rooms to this day?
I think it's wild.
Like, we have cameras,
right, but not in federal court. So
yeah,
I
but like
think-
you could just take I don't understand like the need of a sketch artist for like something like this versus like you just have the sketch artist photographer that just fucking like it's a federally licensed camera and you just like take the picture. I don't know.
I mean, I agree. I don't understand.
I don't understand the
all
point of
court
having a
cases should be
sketch
live
artist.
streamed, but it is what it is. Maybe one day federal court will be able to be live streamed, but
I mean, anything government takes like the most amount of time, but it does seem like very strange that in the year 2024, we're paying a sketch artist to sit into a courtroom and draw a picture of somebody being sentenced or like what they find to be an appropriate representation of the court case, I guess. Also, I want to ask you, I'm going to pick your brain about this.
What?
What do you make about this picture?
What about it?
Does anything stand out to you about this picture?
No. I mean, other than the blue on the judge's tablet, I guess, which I really like.
Oh, the computer screen.
What? What should something stand out?
No, I mean, if it doesn't stand out to you, then probably not.
What are you talking about?
I just found it also very, I don't know, I thought that it was very strange that like the most amount of color, and I feel like the picture was coming into the rainbow fucking gay trans flag that's behind the judge.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
I think so. Which also in this case of like, this is a United States courtroom. I don't understand why that would be there.
Yeah, I don't know whether
And like also as like a painting, like you have the flag next to it. Like this is like a this is like a framed painting.
I don't think that's
like that seems.
flag.
It looks like it would be a pride flag of some sort.
No, I'm on Google looking at pride flags. I think it's just a fucking painting behind. That's what I took it as. It's just there's usually artwork behind the judge. Also, I don't imagine that you would have the American flag on the flagpole and then this giant gay pride flag behind the judge.
I wouldn't think so either, but it just seems strange.
Strange that there's a colorful mural behind the judge.
That just also seems to be in the same, like, like it just seems to be in the same like representation of this like pansexual pride kind of flag.
Huh?
Yeah, like it's in the same orientation of like being like a triangle and then like going into bars.
You're only seeing one portion of that image, and then assuming what the rest of it. You
I understand that, but at the same time, like when you look at the orientation, I mean, I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. I see multiple colors and I see like a solid line.
I thought I saw a rainbow.
I just start seeing triangles and shit. And that's what is wild to me is that like that's what's making me angry. It's like, wait a minute, is that a pride flag behind the goddamn judge? Why is the judge a lady and why is she have pearls on her neck? God damn it, what is going on here? Instead of getting fucked by queers. The goddamn fucking LGBT alphabet people are fucking Diddy.
I can't. I'm sure he wouldn't be upset. Seeing from the allegations of him and his parties and what he likes.
It does seem super outlandish. I mean, are you surprised on the matter?
I mean, there's some things about it where I'm like, whoa, that's wild. Like,
the 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
No, that's honestly
the dude's locked in the basement.
Nope. That is a little weird. Yeah, dude's locked in the basement.
I don't know if they actually found that or
But
I don't remember.
that,
I didn't look into it that much, but
weirdness like of, oh, you and your girl get into an argument, and as punishment, I'm going to make you fuck the biggest dick, and I'm gonna find the biggest dick, and I'm gonna sit and watch and tape like that shit.
yeah, that's wild.
Some wild shit, dog. Like,
I will say that like rich people are usually on like the weirdest types of shit, but like,
understand what money make niggas turn into that type shit.
Yeah, I don't understand at what level you become that. Because, like, I've seen, I'll randomly just hop onto that Field app every once in a while, and I'll just scroll through just to see what the active accounts are putting on there, and like, dog, I'll read a couple, and it is insane. Some of the shit that they be writing on there. But that's not here nor there. But like, it does seem like very weird to me in the sense that like you get money and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go out of my way to make you have sex with this insanely large dick motherfucker.
What? It might be grooming. So, right, think about, let's just use Diddy in this example. But so Diddy coming up in the industry was good friends with Clive Davis. Clive Davis took him under his wing. So you would assume Diddy got introduced to freak-offs by Clive Davis back in the day, right? You would assume around Bill Cosby day, Spanish Fly, we putting shit in niggas' drinks. What Diddy's alleged of. What if like that was just his grooming into the industry? In that sense, that's what he learned. Well, this is just how it goes. So
that would make sense. I think that would make sense.
He's doing X, Y, and Z, and it's fine. Like,
because I've seen a couple of videos of people being like, "Yo, Diddy got arrested," just grifting off the fact of the matter,
right?
And like they have absolutely no knowledge of hip hop. They have no knowledge of like the culture that it's surrounded by, and like they're like, "Oh, like I want lists on this matter. Like I want the people." Or I want Diddy to come out with a list of people that were at his parties, like that were doing crazy shit. And like when I think about it, I'm like, none of that seems like super crazily over the top to me.
Right.
To hear that like a powerful, in ways, successful gangster guy, like the connotation around Diddy had always been like, yo, don't fuck with Diddy,
right?
Like he'll get you, like that's always been like the street attitude towards him.
Yeah.
So like it just doesn't, it seems crazy to me that like the people that are influencers today, like, and you're talking about like these are like suburban kids that have sit in front of like a camera their whole lives and in the comfort of their own home, like they're speaking on the matter like that they have absolutely no idea about, and it makes me giggle about the fact that like they're like, oh, like I want a list, like this is gonna be up there with like Epstein's Island.
I mean, it is on like even the FBI or Homeland Security. I mean, compared it to Epstein. Like,
yeah, I mean it's a big case.
Well, no, not even the biggest case, but the elaborateness of what went on. There's a lot of parallels to Epstein, apparently.
Would you compare this more to like an Epstein or the director Bull? Weinstein.
Epstein. 100% Epstein. Because there's no claims so far of, oh, did he? I mean, there are like some claims, but it's not like make me a star. Like there was a girl that wanted to be in one of his videos, and her boyfriend or husband.
I mean, the goals for the victims is definitely different, but I feel like what is kind of like the relative charges are still kind of the same.
Harvey Weinstein also never at any point trafficked any humans.
Yeah, but if you look at trafficking as like in the terms of what trafficking is, it's just moving somebody over state lines.
You have sex with somebody. That's why it's sex trafficking.
Yes, I understand that, but like if you were to hit up a girl in some other state and she came over here or you came over there, that would be technically sex trafficking.
Not necessarily. That would
from
be
what I've heard from an argument based on the trafficking, like sex trafficking is kind of like a supposedly from what I've heard was like a loose kind of term.
Yeah, I mean the thing is consent is what makes it not sex trafficking. If you have a girl from Tennessee come up here and you fuck her, she consensually came up here. It was a planned thing.
Yeah, but the consent thing can be well, the consent thing can be changed at times.
It's also okay. I brought you here to Pennsylvania to fuck at my house, and now I say, hey, let's go to Wawa, and next thing now we're in Jersey, and we're fucking. That's sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean,
here, and now you've brought me to a whole nother state to have sex. Part of that's consent, so
yeah, I mean, I just feel like the sex trafficking point of the stories could be like not misinterpreted, but like looked at and be like, eh.
He's also got something for it's like forced labor. Which would go to him holding male prostitutes at gunpoint and making them do sex acts. Because yes, we consented to coming over here and doing sex acts, but now you forcing
not
me
in a
to
dangerous
do some
position.
other thing that maybe I didn't want to do, but I don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't
like. That's where it's like Epstein. All Epstein did was say, "Oh, hey, you want a job? Suck a dick."
God, I don't think it was more like that. I think it was like, "Hey, do you want to be a masseuse?" And then moved him to an island.
No, I'm talking on Weinstein.
Well, yeah, Weinstein, Weinstein was like, "Hey, do you want a job? Do you want to be in this movie?"
Right.
Suck this filthy penis.
Did he?
Yeah. I mean, you're right on that.
Drugging you with some I'm not telling you I'm drugging you, and then I'm also filming you without your knowledge of doing said sex acts or humiliating things. That is a Weinstein thing. I mean, that is a Epstein thing. Hence the Bill Clinton in a dress on a horse. Like that was blackmail.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't.
In the underage. There was underage girl that he was bringing in.
Ooh.
Which is an Epstein thing.
Yeah, it's an Epstein thing.
At least Harvey was legal. Hey, Scarlett, come over here and show me them titties and put your mouth on this thing, and I'll put you in fucking X-Men.
Dog. I think it was Jennifer Lawrence. I don't think
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, sorry, Jennifer Lawrence.
I was gonna say, dog, Scarlett Johansson used to have the heavy webbies back in the day, dog.
Oh, girl wasn't bad.
Jaws reduced.
Oh, girl wasn't bad.
Dog, anybody who performs a breast reduction should just go to jail for
Nah,
life.
I don't know.
Speak
No,
for
I fully
yourself,
support.
dog. Breast reductions?
Yes.
Not unless it's medical problems. Not unless it's a serious medical issue. Keep them heavy mommy milkers bubbling. Love me some big old fat titties.
Sure. 100%. But hearing about all the fucking issues that come along with them.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a like a medical hassle.
That's
for
what
you,
it always
like,
is. It's always my back hurts because these fucking things are weighing you down. All right,
because I have a tiny frame and I have 30 pounds.
No. I knew this girl, Angelica. Angelica was 5'11". Italian joint. Fucking the heaviest of fucking things. Right? But she had back problems.
Well, like
and she always talked about
G
one year. Huh?
Like some G or some K's?
I probably not K, but definitely G sounds right.
Yeah, I'm joined to some
They were fucking massive. Oh, they were the size of her fucking skull.
Oh, bro.
They were fucking nuts. She was the most popular girl in
I'm sure she was. She was
the
most popular chick in school.
I mean, she was also bad. Like
everyone was trying to catch a glimpse of these gigantic heavy webbies, these watermelons. She was carrying around.
Well, now, granted, she
watermelon. You know what I've seen recently? Did you know that like long watermelons were a thing?
What?
Like elongated watermelons?
Yeah.
I did not know that until recently.
Did they make black watermelons?
Like they taste different?
Mm-hmm.
Where they got them at?
Oh, I don't know.
They better? Are they sweeter?
Was very sweet.
Where did you get a black watermelon?
It was grown. Somebody would have garden.
I think so. So they themselves, this is a personal garden that grew you a black watermelon that you get to try.
Yeah, they didn't grow it for that purpose. They grew it for themselves to eat it, but then by the time it was ripe, they didn't want to eat it, so they were like, "Hey, we're gonna throw this out. But if you would like it, hate to have this perfectly good watermelon."
So was this like an overly ripe watermelon? Did it still have like lines in it like a normal watermelon?
No,
like,
it doesn't really get lines. Color? Like you get lines, but like you gotta like really like look.
So you just ate, like you just cut into a black basketball?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not and it's about the size of a basketball. It doesn't get the size of like
it's insane.
Yeah.
Super I've definitely never heard about that.
Damn, dog, I thought I had a lighter in here. It just breaks my little fucking heart.
Like, and when you say this was a black watermelon, like, how dark was this, John?
Dark. Like fucking black.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But like,
that's crazy.
That is like that's still even too green. Like,
yes.
Your fucking bigotry and hatred and racism.
It's not my fault. I just typed in black.
I just so happened to click these certain images though of fucking jungle bunnies just eating fucking watermelon. I know, like I actually typed in black watermelon, but somehow my mouth just keeps finding fucking food, Brandon eating watermelon.
Well, I immediately had to click on it because I saw
it
was like this is Obama with dreads and he's eating watermelon. And this is like a superimposed like AI photo.
It is. Look at you.
And then this is like an old school one of those dolls.
Yep.
This is an old school cartoon. I don't know what this is.
It's clearly a fucking little black girl eating watermelon with the caption.
I understand that, but like I'm talking about like the
significance.
Like no, not the significance, but like the demographic of the art, or like the time frame of the art being drawn.
Oh, could have been probably yesterday.
I don't know. It's on Wikipedia. It's under the watermelon stereotype.
Man, you could draw stereotype. You don't gotta be back
By the Watermelon Vine by Lindy Lou. That's so crazy. Oh, racial stereotypes are funny.
Yeah.
It's your man. What?
Look at that.
Yeah, you ever seen one of them? My aunt's had one of them.
This drawing crazy.
Them drawings are good. That's what I thought that drawing was when I cut into it. I was like, it was yellow gyps, and then it wasn't. I was like, all right, that drawing's still sweet shit.
Seedless watermelon with yellow flesh. Like a crossbreed between a hybrid watermelon seeds. Like a cross between like a honeydew and a watermelon. Bioengineered food is insane. How do you feel about bioengineered foods?
Feel better to be. None of this shit's real anyway. We're all gonna die, and it's not gonna matter. So who the fuck cares?
I don't see what the problem could be.
Who cares if it's in the lab? Who cares if it was grown on a fucking farm? Like, what's it matter? Yeah.
How do you feel about like cloned animals for?
No matter. All of it doesn't matter. It's food. You're going to eat
that'd be fantastic.
At the end of the day is going to end, and you're going to die.
Like if we could swap the genes of a cow with a chicken, and like grow that thing through a test tube or something like that, and like into like a small farm pen thing, I feel like I really wouldn't have an issue with like bioengineered food. Like I don't have an issue with bioengineered foods unless it then comes out later that like, yo, this indefinitely causes cancer.
Bro, who cares? You're not nobody's here to live forever. You're gonna cancer, you're gonna die. Yeah, bud. That was gonna happen the second you popped out of the vagina.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that also happening to people over the age of like 60.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't have a problem with the populace getting like, yeah, like I don't have a problem with us doing things to either the environment or putting things into like food and waters that's going to cause people to have cancer over the age of like 60 years old.
Just them.
Well, that's when that is the time amount of like intake it would take for like new age people to get these cancers. That's what I'm saying. Like as generations go on, like they figure out like, yo, if you intake small plastic or microplastics in your food in your 60s and up, you're probably going to be at a higher risk of having cancer. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. Okay. But once you hit past 60, you're at a higher risk of fucking anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, after you hit 60, like, yeah, I mean, it's every day is a chance.
Nigga, every day's a chance for the
That's what I'm
minute you
saying.
from
Like I don't have an issue with anybody doing in the human race, like making 60 being the end line. Like anything past that, yo, it's a gift. Like, yo, you're beating God. Like, we count you all out.
I think people look at death the wrong way.
I think people that are of a certain age, like, I think when you're young, that you think that obviously you're like, I'm the man. I could never fucking die. I'm the fucking best there. I'll live to be 1,000,000. But obviously, as you grow like into your 20s and 30s, you realize that like I don't want to be here that long. That's just for the birds. Regardless of how life goes for you. I think you could be like you've done everything that you've ever wanted every day of your life and been like at like 30 years old, you're gonna wake up in the morning and be like, I don't know how many of these I got in me. Your shit muted. But yeah, I think like after like 60, 65, like and like I think like geezers once they hit like 50 something, they're like, oh well, I realize that like time is short now and like I don't want to die. And I think that has more or less to come like that more or less comes with like and they want to like enjoy the rest of their lives and shit like that. And like I feel like there's a hurdle in the middle where like you contemplate like what is the point of existence.
Yep.
And then like somewhere in your 30s and 40s you're like, oh, every single day is a gift.
Sure.
And then sometime you hit in like your 50s and 60s, you're like, yo, I'm so like I don't want to die. I just want to cling to this fucking rock hurtling through space.
Well, that's because usually at that point you have grandkids and people are like, I want to see my grandkids grow up. Fuck that. Watch them get shot in the school.
I mean, that's a crazy recommendation, but I mean, yeah, anything can happen anytime. I mean, actually, I would probably recommend that you go out faster so that way you don't have to be there to see your grandkid get shot in the face out of school because the world is literally, or our country is imploding because of fucking lack of leadership and like the lack of.
No, I agree.
Of
fully agree.
Accountability for this mental health problems that we have in our country right now.
I fully agree. That's what I'm saying. So if you want to go fucking stay alive, watch your grandkid grow up, good. Watch them die in the school then.
Yeah, I could not imagine that like you make it all the way, like you become pretty successful and like because it always like I don't know if it is like you've ever seen this or not, but like it always seems that like the more successful you end up being in life, like the more problems these people tend to have, either being like, yo, like we had a real issue like trying to conceive a child. It's like, did you? That's wild. Then they're like, oh yeah, we had some miscarriages, some stillborns, and like we have disease and stuff that runs in these families. It's like, that's weird. Maybe you guys should do some like, scientific work around your genomes or whatever. Maybe you guys aren't like great match, like genetically. And it just always seems like the people that like do either okay, like middle class, upper class, shit like that, like they always tend to have like these weird, all of these weird like genetic problems or like mental problems, and like those are always the type of people that like you'll end up hearing like, hey, yeah, I sent my kid to school, and then the fucking Columbine happened, and yeah, all of our top executive people at these companies, like, yeah, they all lost a child this week.
I do. You think they should just put metal detectors in all schools?
I don't think that's going to help. You need a pencil sharpener. There's a razor and a pencil sharpener, dude.
Wait, what?
a metal detector is not really going to help.
It's not going to detect a gun, which is made out
It
of metal.
would detect a gun. I don't think a lot of people that like are going into shooting schools are like popping them out in like third period.
Some of them are.
Some of them are, but like 90% of the stories I see are like this guy like walked down the street, like he went into the parking lot or like came in like from the morning, and he just was toting looking like a fucking Call of Duty character. Like
But
he just
even
had that
still,
shit
if
strapped
you-
around his dad, like he was holding that shit in
But
arms,
even still, think about
and
it,
then
right?
he walked through like a side door.
But even still, think about it, right? If you were to change the protocols, like all right, side doors, I would put it if you have it my way, we're putting fucking metal detectors at all fucking doors. But whatever. Side doors, you make sure they're fucking deadbolt locked or fingerprint locked, whatever the fuck they need to be. Ideally, I don't even know why they'd be open, but even still, like the motherfucker has to walk through the main door, which would set off the metal detector, which would trigger a fucking, I mean,
But
should trigger something, and then get security, be like, "Yeah, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, why this wrong going on? What you got here?"
But
You see that?
do we do this, or do we put gun safety and then like mental health on the forefront of like of children health? Because like honestly, how many times do you think that a security guard at a school is going to jump at like the of being like, yo, some shit's going down, I'm going to put my life on the line?
But even still, even you just being there. All right, let's say I don't know one of these niggas' names, but the last motherfucker that just walked into the school with the gun out, vest on, whatever the fuck. Like, even if security did run for his fucking life and go hide like that one other security did down in Texas, nigga, you can still call the police. You can still maybe hit the alarm in the school to notify motherfuckers to just limit the massacre that could happen or is about
Yeah,
to happen.
100%. But I
That's
feel like
that's all. Even if Bull lets off a shot
really,
at security, it's oh shit, what was that? Lockdown.
I get what you're
Ideally-
saying, but like I feel like dealing with the main problem of like the mental health problem, and then also like gun safety. Not even really gun safety, to be completely honest. Like I think everybody should be like,
Who's to say they're crazy? Even if you want to do it, who's to say?
if
These
you're coming to the conclusion of like any day of like just walking to a school and like I'm going to take out my bullies today. Like I think that you obviously are going through mental problems. You're going through mental issues where like the people who raised you haven't taught you that like taking a life is like cardinal sin. So
Says
it's
who?
like, says who? Says the Bible? Says the Quran? Says the Jewish?
Man, that shit ain't
book?
real.
I think that is probably one of the main problems in this age. But like, hell, I mean, you can connect it to like if you have like some sort of faith in something, I think that would be be better off than straight atheism or not believing in anything. So having a fear into an imaginary man in the sky is safer for society than it is that everybody just makes their own decisions.
Disagree.
You disagree? That has basically been the template of the Bible, Quran, and the Torah.
And it has been manipulated because it is very vague.
It is manipulated and is vague, but it also keeps people safer.
I disagree.
How does it? In what ways?
There is a holy war wage.
Those are crusades, and you know what? If you believe in different things than I believe, then you know it's good. It's tribalism,
Right, but if we believe in this God and we do fear this invisible man in all places,
based on the
Then-
stance that they then set forth,
then killing should not be allowed. And if you can manipulate killing, well, then you can manipulate stealing. And if you can manipulate stealing, well, I'm going to manipulate fucking your wife.
yeah, but that's a more of a mass thing than it is more of a personal level.
What do you mean?
People that are like when you get groups of people, the IQ of a group of people is a whole lot less than say one Albert Einstein.
Facts.
Right? So like mob mentality is a thing. You can't just if you just have everybody just being narcissistic and watching out for whatever they all want themselves, you're going to have a whole lot of road bumps in the advancement of civilization. Because you're going to have what we have today, which has been brought on due to social media and all these echo chambers and people just hearing, like, creating their own virtual kind of communities thing of people just being like, oh, I have people that support me in non-physical ways. They give me the affirmation mentally to like that make me in my own headspace think that what I'm thinking is the right way of life. Everything that I think is correct. And that anybody who doesn't agree with that view, they're wrong. And I should hate them.
Yes.
Which is a tribalism kind of deal. You have your own little tribe. Granted, it's not in a physical form. Like, you're not sitting on a small plot of land with everybody in tents and like everybody's like coexisting. You're coexisting in a world where nobody really talks to each other and nobody really like acknowledges each other's presence, or like besides more of like a anything more than a nod or like a look or anything like that. So because you have the validity, or you feel valid because you have names in a social media web that are just echoing the same thoughts that you have to into your mind, thinking that you're like, oh, it's everything's these people are wrong for their views. I need to hate them. They are the devil. I can never, whatever I do, I cannot change their point of view.
Yeah, fuck them. Right?
See, that's the problem, though. It's not fuck them.
Oh, I mean, I agree.
Because like everybody, we're
all
all here on the same goddamn plane of existence, painfully trying to get through this goddamn life, so-called life that we have, to then sit in a hole or be burned up and spread somewhere to get to some next plane of existence, if there is so. So what I'm saying is that like the introduction of a non-comprehensible fear to keep the human race under control, like it makes sense to me that like a group of like intelligible elders, maybe not elders, whatever, it doesn't really matter, but like intelligible people would get together and be like, hey, there's a whole lot more people on this planet than we originally thought there were. Like I'm assuming, like I'm saying this back in the time of like Jesus and like not Pangea, I would assume, but like the beginning of civilization. Like you need people to follow a set of rules if you're planning on making a guideline of like how to push the human race into forward.
See, religion's bullshit. Right. I agree. You do need that, right? Why did
Because
it
if
take
not, then we're just literally just bashing each other on the heads with
But-
rocks and just.
why did it take so long? If there is a God, why did it take him so long to come back down as a burning bush to go talk to homeboy around a corner and be like, "Hey, I got these things for you. Write them down. They're gonna be the laws." Like niggas was already. It was too late at that point. So now, like the population is the population. Now you got this one man with already a group of motherfuckers who ideally are exiled and are just going to go find their own way. Now be like, hey, actually, I talked to a burning bush, and yeah, everybody's got to listen to me because it was got like, nigga, what? You should have gave it to Adam and Eve when you sent them down to this punishment place. Hey, when you guys fuck each other and make
that
kids,
depends on
and
your
start the
view
incest
of
process.
the stories of like how this was created. There's any time that I think of Adam and then
Hey,
obviously
how
this
do you,
has
how do
to
you feel about God being for incest? Like God being the first one to. If God
I don't
really-
believe Adam and Eve is a real story.
What do you mean? So
I
how do
don't
you,
believe that Adam and Eve is the conception of the human race.
how do you think it was conceived then? But that's in the
I'm
Bible.
not sure. I do believe that, like, I kind of believe more in the Darwinism, that we're in
I don't
an
know what that
evolution of something.
Well, no, but I'm saying
I don't know how that would be because, like, I don't believe that we just literally, like, we were just popped up here, that some omnipotent being created us in their own image on in some sort of plane, and then with are you still here?
why it took me out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was crazy. Your mic muted, and then you just dipped out. So, but like, I have a hard time with the notion of an omnipotent being creating the planet or creating everything, and then creating the planet, and then creating humans on a plane of existence that is way higher than Earth. Something where they wouldn't have to worry about any of the. It just seems like very. Can't think of the word of it right now. They have it in a lot of like coincidental.
Well,
To me, it seems coincidental to me that you would create beings. You would create one being within your image, right? Because
right.
Adam supposedly was the creation of within God's image, right?
Right.
So then Adam was lonely. So then from the dust and mud that Adam was created, he then took a rib from Adam and then created Eve.
Yes.
So within the story, because he was essentially lonely of
Yes.
being the only being.
God clearly has no personality and doesn't know how to conversate.
Well, how would you conversate as a like? It doesn't like, also like I don't know if there's a breakdown of because like we it's only within our own comprehension of life at the time of like reading the book and the Bible and the stories is like that we could connect it to like our own lives of the story. So like at the time, you're talking about the human lifespan at the time of the story being passed down is like 25 years old.
Not yet.
So 20, 15?
No, right now it's unlimited.
See, that's where I'm like, that's where I'm like,
Like age isn't a thing because your idea.
they're omnipotent and they're like on another plane.
Right. So there is no age.
And then there's the creation. And I also don't remember how far in the story does Eve eat the apple. I'm pretty sure it's only the Adam and Eve, correct?
Yeah.
So Adam and Eve are together. They are essentially consenting adults at the time.
Brother
Eve,
and sister, if not.
Yeah, well, technically the same person.
Yeah, I would say if not a clone.
It's almost more of like the Elden Ring story of like America and Radagon.
Yeah, actually.
Of being of the same being.
Yeah.
So then it's the duplication of their own genome on a even higher scale, because you're not even talking about a brother and sister. You're talking about a brother and a brother. A brother and himself. He practically was just jerking off. Then creating children, and then them creating more children. And then, but like, you don't have like a basis on what the timeline of these beings is either. So that's one of the parts that like you don't have, it's all super vague on this story, because you can't make a timeline based on who was there, who was being born, what was being done, what Adam and Eve were up to in the timing of like their kids being born and then like being raised.
You see, that's where a problem is with all of that, though. Like, no matter what theory you believe in, it's all right, cool, Big Bang. There were some things, and all of a sudden we evolved. Like, so there was a baby. You're not just telling me this tadpole got legs and then evolved and was all of a sudden just a full-grown man.
No, it would be a way more gradual thing. That's why,
Right,
like,
but, like,
when
there
you do talk about
like-
the evolution aspect of it, it does seem very strange to like, oh, we share DNA with like to a 98 percentile with chimpanzees or something like that, correct?
Right.
So, and then you're gonna be like, well, if you're gonna say that like in the evolution pattern and be like, oh yeah, we must have evolved from chimps because they share DNA with us, they're the closest match of DNA. Well, then why do we still have fucking chimps?
Right.
Why would it stop them from evolving?
They say, coincidentally, it's just like we were just a different breed, different strand. Like,
yeah, I understand that as well, because like I do think about that as well as being like, okay, well, you're going to have to adapt. Like the strands have to adapt of genome need to adapt to the areas in which they are placed.
Yeah.
So like a chicken that is in Mexico its whole life is going to be completely different from a chicken that lives in Britain.
Right.
Or what we say today is Britain.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because you're completely different climates, different, like it's completely different.
Right.
So I mean, I understand that, but like it also just seems wild to me that like the gene just found a happy spot, so it just stopped evolving.
Pretty much, yeah, right.
That's where it's like the evolution part of like Darwinism throws me off. But like I can't believe that like the planet was made and the universe was made in 7 days.
Well,
granted, there is a lot of conjecture about like we don't understand, like our understanding of what 7 days is,
right,
can be completely different to an omnipotent being's 7 days being like it could have been millions of years.
Right, which even, I mean,
which is a good explanation for the dinosaurs, but like, the dinosaurs still throws me for a loop.
Like, we just decided what a year was only a couple 100,000 years ago. So
Well, I think we only really started counting them about 2,000 something
Yeah.
years. So,
so
and then we're also saying that these gigantic lizards lived here 65 million years ago.
yeah, which is nuts. You're not gonna tell me dinosaurs are real.
I have, like, I'd like to think they're real. It seems like a super crazy conspiracy that you would put together, like gigantic bird lizards lived here on this planet before us, and that's why we have oil in the ground. The decay of gigantic amounts of organic materials in the ground is why we have oil.
Yeah.
So this is because we had gigantic bird reptiles that lived on the planet before us. It just seems like it's very wild to me. There's like, and then we're also going to say the story, be like, oh yeah, well, the God made the planet in 7 days, and then created us in His image, and then eradicated everything that was on the planet a day before it was us.
So fuck these dinosaurs.
It's like, yeah, it's like, we made man in His image. It's like, all right, well, if you believe that, who the fuck made those gigantic lizard bird things that were wandering around on the planet before we were? And be like, oh, well, we were here the same time. But if we were here the same time, like, now, okay, now you're dating man back to like 65 million years
Right.
ago. So
But you have to, because there is proof or alleged proof that, I mean, we're around during the Ice Age or before the Ice Age, right after it.
yeah, so if you're gonna say, like, it's super counteractive and in the forms of, like, I don't know. I can see in today's world where, like, you have unlimited resources of knowledge that it's very hard to believe that a man that reads a book of a certain tale can tell you how to live your life. So, like, I understand that, like, that's how society is going to go. Do I think that society is going to be much more malleable if it all believes in fear of an omnipotent being? Yes. I think it's safer. I think this is like one of those things where, like, you get into an upper echelon of, like, this is like one of the dark conversations that you think about that the 1% of the world have. Like, the people that run the shit of being like, well, we know things. We know how the world works. We are how the world works. What do you think the easiest thing for Jack and Sally is?
I mean,
Do we let them in on all of the secrets, or do we let them fight amongst themselves to squabble for the fucking crumbs and believe that believe in whatever they want, but
you don't, so you don't think the Ten Commandments.
like, do I think that they were given to us from an omnipotent being?
Yeah.
From a bush?
Yeah.
No. No, I don't really consign to that notion. I think that the more reasonable explanation to the Ten Commandments would be a group of powerful people at said time getting together and coming up with an idea of I guess if you're going to base this off the First Testament, which is the original Bible, of a fear tactic to keep the populace in line, to make him way more malleable to your motive, like your movement of civilization.
Which it does do. Another name. Yeah, I don't think it's a great thing for humans to have, but
You don't think the Ten Commandments are a great thing for humans to have, or
not really, because it really only matters to a certain group of people now, anyway.
yeah, but also if it's like when you look at like the most extreme things that are going on in the world, of people that might want, like, not saying that they might want to look at these things, but like when you hear like stories of people that are like dealing with like the cloning of animals, or like the de-extinction of races of beings. Like there's a company out there right now trying to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also have companies that are trying to create Skynet.
Is that a problem?
Well, it is a problem when it then turns out to be the extinction of the human race.
Not if
When
you
it
get
turns out
Skynet
like a
up at the same
Skynet
time
or
that the
a
dinosaurs go at,
Jurassic
and then they can
Park.
go at it.
Well, that's a
And don't let them
hopeful-
fucking chimps evolve. Boy, we get a fucking three-way.
That's a hopeful thought.
You get a good old
Yeah, I mean, I'm
three-way.
sure there's a company out there also trying to create drugs that are going to do
They're making a limitless.
overly
Hold on.
evolved chimps. So, like, it seems like every time you turn around nowadays, it's like some sort of company is trying to play omnipotent being and trying to move the goalpost on a certain group or a certain form of beings.
Give me a superhuman.
So,
Wanna be
well, at what point do we then start turning people into super soldiers like Space Marines?
tomorrow.
I mean, in the push of the human race across the galaxies, then I think that's almost the only thing that we can do.
I have to.
Or yeah, pretty much have to if you want to want the continuation of the human race.
Yep.
But also, this is not our problem.
It's
'Cause we're not gonna. Well, it is for the people that dream about that and like want that.
more your problem than my problem.
Well, that's because I have generational. I have the genome continuing.
Right. So
Yeah, I mean,
something you
technically,
should-
but at the same time, it's not my problem.
it should keep you up at night.
Turning my children into super soldier space marines.
Yeah.
I think we're a few millennia away from these things happening.
You never know. You don't know what's happening.
No, yeah, I'm sure that there are people that are way smarter than I am. Because hell, I'm here on a Friday now, Saturday morning at 1:43 in the morning, shit faced, spitballing about the evolution of the human genome to survive across the galaxy. And this is this is 100% just based on me watching tons of videos about Warhammer 40K Space Marines. So, like, I'm sure there's people that are a whole lot smarter than me that like are working on that and working on turning people into super soldiers. And the way that they can make a limitless and or push the human genome to like bounds beyond its capabilities today. I think we're actually already moving that way with people like being so so careless and so willing to do like performance enhancing things.
You seen Independence Day, right?
The old school one? I
Yeah.
haven't seen the new one.
Yeah, original.
One with Will Smith, yes.
Yeah. All right, and in many movies alike, where I think it was Dan Aykroyd was on the phone with his dad. He'd come to his wits' end, couldn't figure out how to fucking get in this spaceship and do all this shit and save the Earth. Talking to his dad. Dad's a fucking idiot. He don't know nothing. Regular human. Says some random comment. Wait, Dad, what did you say? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, hey, I gotta
And
go.
it clicks in his mind and it,
Right.
it says
So
everything
just
in
because
motion.
you think you're some dumb fucker sitting in a chair and that other people are smarter, might be too goddamn smart. Might just need to talk to your stupid ass and be like, oh, fuck.
Thanks
This
for
guy's
the
a
fucking
genius. He's so smart he doesn't know he's a fucking genius. I mean, because that's really what it was. It was, oh shit, my dad's smart, but he doesn't know that he's that smart until he just came up with a fucking science.
I get what you're
It's-
saying, and I appreciate the boost in confidence here, but it's completely unnecessary if we're talking about turning everybody into 6'7", 350-pound muscle
Or
monsters.
at least invincible, so that way, if like there's a second ice age real quick, like hey, we don't got to worry about freezing to death, or
Yeah, where they all just become
They
hairy.
should keep you up at night.
Shouldn't the alcohol puts me to sleep.
That's crazy.
No, if I did, then that's what I would be thinking about if I didn't drink. That is what usually does keep me up if I don't sit if I don't like turn my brain off. It'll be sitting there thinking about thoughts like, how do we change the human genome so that way it can fucking advance into like surviving in any sort of environment?
Yeah.
How do we change it so that way we can sustain being within the vacuum of space for even like a short period of time?
These are things we gotta look into, figure them out, right?
I think these are things that like people are looking at, but they don't have the technology and things to like to figure these equations out. So, and I think we also worry about too many simple fucking stupid problems of being like, oh well, Jerry wants to cut off his dick and now he thinks he's Jenny. He wants to put giant fat tits on him.
Hey, if
Just
they
like-
helped us get to space, but at the same time, for him and them, if that helps,
That puts Jeremy in the right fucking headspace so you can
Right.
figure out how to put super soldiers on fucking Mars, then I'm all for it. But at the
Right,
same
right.
time, it's like, hey, how about you stop thinking about how you're so sad that you have a penis and then you would think life would be so much easier if you just had fat tits. When then figure out these equations on how to get to Mars. Or like what kind of fiber optic cables can we put underneath the people's skin that way they can lift 1,000 pounds?
Elon's doing that.
Yeah, in slow steps. But like even Elon's taking like a break from that to get into these fucking dumb political squabbles.
Yeah,
Like every time I open up Twitter, he's just beefing with either Gavin Newsom or everybody on the left and Kamala Harris.
I mean,
Like,
but it
I'm
matters
needing to-
for him though, because
It-
since he's like a business,
I get
owner,
it. I get it.
it's gonna depend
But
on
at
where
the
Tesla's
same
gonna be
time,
built.
it's like, ugh. Like I need you to just keep pushing the human race farther. Like I don't need you getting into these squabbles about fucking bullshit. Even though it is a complete and huge problem of what we have going on here. I just don't understand this whole rigmarole of being of like, hey, we're going to push this lady. Like, even though that everybody didn't like her at all. We're just going to act like that never happened. Everybody loves her. She is systemic change. Like, we're pushing this insane narrative that, like, 6 months ago, everyone was like, this lady is the fucking worst. It's like, it's absolutely baffling.
It is.
And it's just like, okay, well, you attacked Trump when you did the onside debate here, and like, all right, You won. You frazzled him. You had him not thinking straight. He is also a 70-year-old man.
Fact.
All right. Bringing light to that situation. And it's just like, but then it also makes me wonder, like, really, like, what is after 2024 look like? Like, what does it look like in 2028?
Facts.
What are going to be our options then?
Kamala and whoever.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, Kamala's gonna win.
We're now going with this lady of being like, oh yeah, she slept her way to the top. Judge Joe Brown, the guy that all the millennial people watched growing up on like random mornings before school, like saying that this bitch is horrible and like she slept her way to the top. Like you just do we not like? Do we not believe in anything?
You believe Judge Joe Brown?
I don't know why he would lie. Do we also have photographic evidence of Kamala Harris with people who are also at Diddy parties? We also have that.
Oh,
I mean, I don't think I want the person who's like fighting for or to lead the American people to have been spending time at I mean, I guess there's no changing that. I guess the people are going to do whatever they want or what they're going to do.
The president doesn't do anything anyway, so he wouldn't be leading us anyway.
Yeah, but isn't that like doesn't it seem like the veil of or the curtain of power, at least around the president, like seems like it's just gone?
100%.
Like it just seems strange to me that like, oh, we're still like toting this thing.
100%.
Like we're still working as like a president. We haven't moved. Like we haven't decided to move to like a parliament sort of system.
No.
It just seems, which I mean, granted, it's technically the same system of what we have now. Just like the president has a little bit more power. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the prime minister of countries can veto or shoot down anything that they're trying to move in.
I think so, but
I'm not sure. But like, I don't think it's really that different from a president. I think just like the president has like, or a president has the ability to like create bills that then have like that can go in front of these groups of people and then like get signed in as law. And probably like executive orders, I guess.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't really know the like exact range of power that is. Because if it had complete control, then why doesn't every plan that a certain president have get acted upon? Like, oh yeah, we're going to get rid of everybody's student debt.
Right.
Like, why did that not happen? It happened for some.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. But why did it not happen at all? Yeah. Just things like that. It's just like seems strange.
Well, it's got to get passed. Like you can make an executive order, quick shit, like something like that. That's not to get passed.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be debated on. It has to be agreed upon by both sides of the aisle. So, and I think
not even both sides of the aisle. You just need enough votes.
Yeah, you need the majority of the that's also where it comes into it being a problem. Because like if you have the offset of like, okay, certain because like all of the delegates that are within the House or the Senate or whatever that vote upon these bills It's not equally spread.
No.
It's based on like whatever the people of those areas vote in. So Democrat or Republican depends on which way the people get more votes on in those certain states. And then it throws off the count of the number of people in the House who are the people who vote on the bills. So then if anybody on certain side of the aisle wants to put forth a bill, okay, well now we have the correct amount of people on our side that whatever we want to put through, we can get the votes on. So that we can just landslide these laws into.
Yep.
So
Great system, isn't it?
no, it's absolutely like I think I don't know. I'd have to, I guess, study more of the Constitution or like the writing of the founding or like the building blocks of America, I guess. But like
Well, in a couple years.
I can't imagine that like this was the outcome that they were looking for. Like I don't understand like why we don't have term limits for certain folk. Like, I don't think you being in Congress or the Senate or the House of Representatives should be a lifetime job.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't believe that should be possible. I don't think you should be sitting there until you're 89 years old. That seems asinine because you're disconnected from the world completely in how you see it or viewed it or grew up in it. Due to like the fact that like your experiences in life or what shape your personality.
Right.
So you being 75 and up, hell, move it down. Maybe it's 60. Anything past 60, you barely remember what you fucking had for breakfast. Get out of there. Get on out of here.
Younger than that. It's a problem.
So, like, it's just lifetime. This lifetime politic ruling should come in. That needs to go, and then also, it should be equal on both sides of the aisle, no matter what.
100%.
Like, regardless on like how people vote or whatever. Like, I think like there should be an equal number of representatives on both sides for them. Like, because you shouldn't just be able to like land like after 2 or 3 years of planting the same like the right amount of people and like running stories and certain running media in a certain narrative spec that like now we can just landslide bills through and do whatever the fuck we want for 4 years.
Facts.
Seems fucking absolutely preposterous that like this is the system that the forefathers thought about, like when they were founding a country. Like, oh, well, yeah, well, the king system has its issues because you have a monarchy. You have one guy that's just calling all the shots. Right. No, it should be the people that live in the land. That was the main problem, right? So everybody should have an equal say, which is now what the problem that we have today is because you have all these people who feel so disenfranchised that their actual voted in system is completely and utterly failing them. So, but
it's a shit show. We'll fix it. We just gotta have
it's probably going to take a revolution or two, but yeah.
In the little January 6th.
Yeah, the revolution of revolutions there. January 6th.
Nah, but like a more serious one. Like
an actual revolution, like the start of an actual revolution. And then they're just going to paint those people as bad people and be like, oh, well, these guys are trying to ruin democracy.
Not if we win, we'll be painted as the victim.
That is absolutely true. The hero, the winners.
You're already thinking that we're going to lose. You got a bad mindset. You're not part of the revolution. You sit on the corner, bud.
Okay. I'm just telling you what the big man that's trying to take away the guns is going to paint the picture of being like, oh,
you can try to take away the guns. You're going to be
the people who own the warships and the tanks are going to do a very good job of painting painting people as the bad
Good
guy.
luck. They're gonna lose.
So, but I do believe that the if there was an American Civil War in this modern age, I think it's going to absolutely tear the world apart.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because if Big Daddy has a problem, it's going to be an interesting sight for the rest of the world.
You should learn how to make an EMP and set that motherfucker off.
Dude, people would lose their fucking minds. We would just turn it would literally just be jump back to chimps.
Do it. You couldn't even go to
Just
jail,
be
bro.
jump back to chimps.
They wouldn't even know how to fucking get you.
They wouldn't know how to
internet.
process you.
It'd be great. Do it. Do it.
It would be insane. Anything else you want to talk
her.
about? We have been here for a good bit.
They're out to hurt.
Anything else you saw had happened to you this week or saw this week that you were infatuated with?
I got called a jigaboo at work.
That's what's up. How'd that make you feel? And who was it? Was it Mike? Was it Mike Brennan?
No. Oh my god, that'd be wild. No, it's my coworker.
He black?
Yeah, Sean is black.
Oh. What was the basis in which he called you said name?
I forget. I mean, I think we were talking about Diddy or something. I don't remember. I just remember laughing. I was like, dog. Like I heard.
You ever be like scrolling through either TikTok or Instagram and you find like one of those videos where like somebody like they do a screen recording of like they find a new racial term that they've never heard and then they add it to this insane long list.
Yes.
Dog.
I love it.
I love those videos so much because I get to learn so many new racial terms that I'm
100%.
Didn't even remotely think. I'm just like, yeah, these things are so funny. I think you have to be like, I don't know. I think like if you don't find like comedy in like racial or the stereotypical or like you can't see the comedy in these. Jesus Christ! Oh, wow. So, but like, if you can't see the comedy in like these sort of like things in life, I think that like you have a very sad existence. I actually read something that like it made me realize that like some people really do have the most sad existences ever. And it was like I was like watching a group of people like play like they do like a comedy like D&D session. Right. And like somebody had put in the comments been like, hey, like you guys watching you guys like made me get into like Dungeons and Dragons, and like it actually had me meet real true friends. And I was like, how it like I don't understand how you could go through life. And granted, I guess this person could be young. I don't really ever associate. So I would assume not. If you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons, or like watching a group of people play Dungeons and Dragons online, and all these people are in like their mid 30s to 40s, like creating these storylines. Like, but like, how sad of is your existence? That like you've never had true friends.
I mean, that's probably an exaggeration. They probably had true friends and then got dicked over, or had like one best friend and like something happened to where now they don't trust anybody and like they're shit. Like there's no way you went through life and you went through public school without meeting one fucking friend. It's literally fucking impossible unless you were like one of these.
Like,
superheroes
that's
did
what I
that.
was thinking. Like, that's what made me come to that, like, that thought process. I mean, like, what were you, a complete and utter hermit, like, your whole life? Like, you
Bro,
didn't
even
do-
the kids at Pencrest that we were like, oh, you're weird, and you would probably. I mean, the one kid did have a fucking blueprint of the school where he was going to plant bombs. He even had at least one friend.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like, I can't imagine you went through public school your whole school.
I can't imagine you went through private, public, like, unless you were literally hermetized, like, and like weren't given social interaction as like like as a human,
Right, homeschool type shit.
like yeah, and like on like a like down in the bunker kind of deal, like yo,
Yeah.
you don't go outside, like outside is the devil, like
Right.
on that sort of type of tip that like you would never ever go out and like talk and meet people, and like I don't know, granted it could be the alcohol in me, but I was just like, bro, y'all need to get it to like bars or something.
You know what? Now that I'm rethinking it, I think we're changing it. So he said, make me go out and find true friends, which does make me think he had friends. Something happened, and now he isn't. Which made him inside.
Yeah, maybe that's the way that I read it, of being like, yeah, like
it's not saying, oh, you made me
like,
go
I
get
found
friends.
true friends after looking into this hobby that
I think that's
started out
more of
getting
like
into.
I found, you know, what he means, like true friends, people I can hang out, I call, like they, because like I feel like as you get older, your friend group gets smaller and smaller usually, and then after like you get to a certain point in life, like probably 50s, you probably start evaluating friendships and realize.
I think that people do that at a way younger interval.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like most people, and especially now in today's world where like a lot of people are now going to be like generally online, like it makes me worry about for younger generations that like it's just going to be people in hallways passing by each other just staring at a phone, like thinking that's the only validation that they have versus like the people who actually talk to each other.
No, 100%.
So like that part of it scares me almost, because like you're like, people are social creatures.
Yeah.
The human society doesn't work unless you're social, right? Unless everybody talks to each other and like works out with each other.
Not necessarily. No, not true. Well, you said society. Yes, never mind.
Yeah, society is nothing but tribes. So like you can't like. You're now talking about a completely intermingled tribe, kind of, but like they're all virtually intermingled versus like what you go outside and see. Kind of, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but
it does. You even got.
it just makes me wonder on like how people are going to like get by.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be weird. That's why you gotta build the EMP, bud.
Yeah, you might not be wrong there. To just take people offline before AI comes to a point where it's like now it has become an omnipotent being and it self-realizes, and it's just like, oh, wait a minute, you people are fragile as shit. I can easily just eradicate you with just a few, like, I just shut off your mindless doom scrolling for half a day.
Right.
Now you're bending to my will. It's just like, okay. So, I don't know. Does seem like the technology is a super luxury, but it's definitely it's super harmful to
Human
people
side.
who don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because like when it is all you've ever known, and like then you just start like, oh well, the only way that I can make it in life is if I become popular and on this sort of on platforms on this thing, which is the internet, where millions, if not billions, every person, really, not really, because there definitely are people who don't have internet or whatever, aren't in a modern age. But like everybody would be able to access it. So it's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't think people are built for this.
No.
I think some people are built for that and that they rise. But I don't think people are built for the things that we have signed up for.
No.
And it's going to have its consequences.
I do hope
We're not already seeing them now. If we as a society, I do believe that if we don't deal with the mental health of people, I think that for society is going to be a very big downfall. Because they're not built to be able to handle these sort of things. Like thousands of people telling them to go kill themselves, and we know where you live, and they send you a picture of a Google map of your house and being like, you need to go jump off a fucking bridge. I don't think people are able to handle that because they posted a titty pic or something like that on Instagram.
I was scrolling Instagram today, and I was just scrolling through reels, and my reels had nothing to do with what popped up, but I'm scrolling, and it was a chick with one of the fake dolls showing her tits or whatever, and I wasn't saying my algorithms were not showing anything like that. I wasn't working. I was looking at everything but that, and so I just go to the comments because I had people start walking behind me. So I'm reading the comments, and all the comments, yo, I don't want to see this shit, yo, ban this shit, report button. That I'm just like, I don't understand like why this hurt your face so much. It's just titties. I don't.
You didn't understand why these guys were like white knighting it. I don't
I
know.
just don't get that. Yo, I don't want to see this on my timeline. Yo, I don't understand why.
It does
Instagram
seem
doesn't-
very strange to me that like when I look at comments in like certain videos that like the most popular ones are the ones immediately shitting on whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, and this goes through like multiple platforms. It goes from like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like, literally, I opened up Twitter this morning or yesterday. It was like Barack Obama posting about Kamala Harris, and like every top comment is just like, "You ruined this country." It's like,
Yeah.
you and your husband. Like,
Oh my
it's just
God.
a crazy amount of shit. It's just like, huh, that seems like I get that the algorithm is pushing it to the people who are going to interact with it the most, which are the people that hate it. So like it's our own fault that like we've then created these algorithms where like oh well, you want to get the most interaction, guess what, we're going to just send it to people who don't want to see it the most.
Yeah.
Because those are the people who are going to be like, what the fuck, I gotta say something on this kind of bullshit. And it catches me every once in a while. I get stuck in a fucking little trap. I'll see some motherfucker doing something crazy on either Instagram or, but like it's just like it's always crazy to me to see some chick just posting like a thirst trap too. And like the top comment is like OnlyFans OnlyFans detected, opinion rejected.
Yeah, shit like that.
It's just like it's just like a chick that's like doing a little fucking dance in like a wig. Like
Yeah,
I'm like,
shit.
it's just so crazy to me. It's like this is the internet.
Yeah, and that's a wild, wild west.
Yeah. And it also seems super wild that if you're like a hot chick with big tits, you you get pretty good with an iPhone or something. You could have life on easy mode for a few years.
Yeah. At least enough to change your life potentially.
Yeah. At least enough to change how you thought, like you think about life or whatever. But I mean, who knows? Who knows what these people's background of like of family where they come from? Like I just found out, like I think today that like Billie Eilish's parents, like her mom is like one of the voice actors in some video game, and like I don't know what her dad does, but
Well, that's dope.
yeah, apparently you could riz up Billie Eilish's mom.
I'm trying to riz up Billie Eilish. Fuck,
You got the heavy weavies.
she does. Not
Absolutely.
bad.
Ah, yeah, I think Billy's fucking Billy's a star. Billy's a star. Multiple different fashions.
I think what makes her so attractive also is like the fact that like she doesn't dress.
That she doesn't like try to be.
Yeah, like you don't really see her
Just
really
sexy.
ever like.
I think it's more of like a mystique, kind of like a to the imagination kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the fact that she don't. So it's like, oh, you
Yeah.
come out here in baggy pants and a oversized tee.
Yeah, then every once in a
Ooh.
while you'll get her like you'll get a fucking Instagram clip of her in like a cami t-shirt.
Yeah.
And you get her just like flopping onto a bed or something. You get the recoil titties going crazy. You're just like, God damn, I didn't know you were built like that.
But then like she will like post like the bikini pic like sitting next to the pool like with the yitties out just to like
Yeah, and you're just like, God damn,
just to let
I
you
didn't know
know.
she was built like that.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
then
she
the
was
next
built
2
like that.
years it's just fucking oversized clothes, but then bang, here you go. Reminder.
Yeah, wearing nothing little burlap sack with okay, here you got blessed with the yitties.
Bro, imagine if she wore what Kanye's wife wore.
Oh, dog. Dog.
Oh boy.
There would be no talks of Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney would not even be in the realm. It would just be taken over by Billie Eilish's fucking gargantuan titties. I will say that like it is so wild to me that like Kanye's wife is just out here every time out there is she's literally just a doll.
Yeah.
She's a physical like soul, has a soul doll. I don't know if she's real, to be completely honest. Like I honestly feel like we somehow need to like we need to get big enough that we can get an interview with Bianca.
Oh my god.
Because I gotta know what's going on in that fucking head. I gotta know. I gotta know if she's an NPC or not. There's no way. There's no way that she has actual thoughts, right?
Hopefully they
Like,
break
what were
up.
your hopes and dreams? Like, we need to know. And like, would you be down with? Would you be down with a white on white scene or a black on white scene? Which one would? Because I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I gotta feel it. We gotta know.
Yeah, I gotta. But no, her shit. I don't know. Her shit. Something about her areolas. I feel like them shit's not real.
I don't know if anything about that lady is real.
That's what
I don't
like
know
about
if it's real
Billy.
to us sometimes.
I know Billie Eilish shit is real.
Yeah, Billy's real. Maybe. Well, she might be a plant. She might be connected to Judaism in some sort of way. But it's just like, bro. Like, bro, where did you even where does he just like find these insane clones? Like, do you think it's like sometimes I think like this is the thing that'll keep me up at night and be like, yo, there's a Bianca that's being generated in a lab somewhere.
Well, maybe not necessarily a lab, but a doctor's office.
Yeah, like just an underground little bunker, just being like educated in some sort of ways, but like everything in this sort of wavelength of thought is okay.
Why would you not?
Are you just gonna do what you? I mean, if you're
Like,
going to be a complete and utter like
if Kim,
dictator,
well, not let's say, well, for Kanye, but if your girl was your dream girl and you're still madly in love with her, but for whatever reason, she just won't be with you anymore. Why would you not go get a girl that looked like your ex when you want to be with your ex?
I think that's just going to like exemplify or not exemplify, but like I feel like it's just going to put an exclamation point like on your wanting of the thing that you can't have. Because you're really just going to be sitting there reminded, like with it, like with another person that you are literally with, just for the reminder of this other person. So you're literally just dangling the carrot in front of your face,
but
entirely.
But that's better than not having it at all. Like, you remember when
I guess from a certain point of view,
he bought the house across the street from her, or whatever the fuck it was. Like, that's when he didn't have the clone, and that's what he's going to do when he doesn't have the clone.
I mean, if it's your sort of way of getting over them,
I'm gonna threaten Pete Davis every chance I get. Now that he's got a clone, Kim can go fuck whoever she wants. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I get it.
Girl, Kim's just out here living life.
I mean, you gotta grieve in your own way, sort of way. Like, yo, do you think that the suck game or the grip game on that, John, has got to be crazy?
Oh, maybe. In Kanye's mind, as crazy as Kanye is, Kanye might believe he got the real Kim.
I don't know. I don't know if Kanye comes home sometimes and be like, he's like, get back in the closet. Plug into the fucking the outlet over there. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel like sometimes like he could probably, I don't know. I feel like he could be a person that like goes over the edge completely and doesn't believe she's even a real person.
100%.
Or he's like, yeah, like I'm just doing me, and it's, you see, I don't know. He's somehow grieving in his own way, and this is the thing that helps him get over that hurdle. I mean, I don't know. It's an upper echelon problem where like it's definitely gonna fuck your kids up because it looked insane. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in that sort of household or the relationship, I guess, or I didn't see the relationship in that matter.
So you wouldn't go get a girl that looks similar to your girl now?
Absolutely not. I also get like for even like with being with Ashley, I do go through like weird phases with like what I am attracted to, like in women.
Oh, of course.
Like the basic needs or whatever, the like things that I fantasize about are still kind of the same. But like there's definitely portions where like I'll go to like black chicks, Indian chicks, fucking
of course,
Asian chicks, fucking big titty goth girls, like
that's why like you when they're like
muscle mommies, like I'll fucking peruse through and see what's tickling the fancy.
That's what chicks don't understand. So like for them, they have a type, and their type is that type, and it is what it is pretty much their whole life. I feel like for us, it changed like the fucking weather. Like yeah, we might. Yeah,
I mean, I will say that like I do gravitate towards a certain type of build usually, like a certain type of type. But yes. I will say that like it can vary extremely. Like it could be like petite white girl or like
petite
Indian chick.
Yep.
So and like I got one on the gram feed and it is insane. John is
Chicks can't comprehend it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when chicks see you like looking at a chick or liking a picture or something, she'd be like, "Oh, that's what you like. Oh, you like the brunette." Like, I mean, yeah, today, or I like her.
I might
like,
see
you
a
could line up
nice
10
redhead
brunettes,
tomorrow.
Right,
I don't know.
This one was fire, but that
whatever the fucking the blood rushing to the tip of my penis says.
right. You'll never be able to choose your perfect girl because
because they don't exist. I do think like you ever run into a chick that like does have like face work done into the wild, like in the wild.
In the wild, yeah.
Like, that shit's fucking off-putting.
It very much is.
I walked past a chick that like her face was like Botoxed out and her lips were done, and I was like, oof.
You see a good bit at Home Depot and the old bitches. They got all their work done in their face, and they're just like with the wrinkly skin that's tanned and shit.
Yeah, but I could also see it being like, oh yeah, you're in Broomall, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not the highest of dollar of work being done. And like obviously these ladies could be the oldest of old. Being like, well, you might as well give it up because this shit ain't working for you no more. So.
Oh no, they should. They look bad. You're too old for that shit. Your skin too wrinkly. Stop.
You didn't take enough care of it. You were going down the beach too much. You were letting the sun hit it too much.
You not sucking dick. Your lips don't need to be that big. Not necessary. Whoa.
Just so you can give some 27-year-old dude some head. Apparently, my neighbor is fucking like is crazy like that.
What?
Like she's an older lady. She's in her like upper 40s, 50s, and she's got a bunch of young Johns.
Oh, what?
She's got a list of people. Suitors, should I say?
Oh, interesting.
She owns her own business.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's enough to call.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
All right, everybody. We will be going on. And we will catch you all next week. Peace out.
A little something. Go ahead, man. Break it down.
When you really break it down, we're just two honks and a Negro serving the Lord. We're just two honks and a Negro singing our song.